Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I'm Mike, that's Jules, that's John. We are back with another fucking great episode, man. Another great loss. That draft pick is looking so much better, man. We're playing with these backups, Mike Glennon, these other bums. I mean, I hate to say it, man. They're trying hard. I give it to them. I give the Giants a little bit credit because they play hard for Joe Judge. I know the whole Twitter verse and whole social media is just like, we got to get Joe Judge fired. Like, no. I want to keep this fucking guy around. He's coaching backup players, for God's sake. And Mike Glennon, which he's just a terrible fucking guy, terrible quarterback. He can't do anything. And even when he wants to try, he's getting blasted from right to left, from dead center. So what are we going to do, guys? What are we going to do with this mess, man? Do we even bother going reviewing this game? Like, we were getting crushed immediately by 30 points. You want to go, dude, Jules, do you want to review this game at all?
No, all I'm saying is I'm fucking fired up, all right? Like, look, you can look at this in so many different ways. There's just so much shit to actually talk about because believe it or not, even coming off of an embarrassing loss, dealing with all the bullshit, this doesn't fucking review. It's the same type of output, the same type of talk, same shit that we can go over and over and over again. And there's no reason to keep fucking beating a dead horse. It is what it is. This is the team. This is the state we're in. And that's what you're just going to have to live with, Giants fans. Unfortunately, I'm not making excuses. I'm not talking about injuries. Well, we will talk about a couple injuries later on. But that's what it is. And we're at a point in the season now where it'd be nice to win, especially with 3 division opponents lined up over the next 4 games, right? It'd be nice to win a couple of games because it's always good to beat your fucking divisional opponents. The only thing, and I do want to get into this player that's on our team in a moment, and we don't necessarily have to do it right away, but I did want to mention one thing, and I don't know, it was the only thing that kind of stood out to me about this game that I watched. It was early in the third quarter, and there was a series where, granted, we're going against the 31st ranked San Diego Chargers, LA Chargers, and yet we stopped running the ball. We only ran it 9 times in the first half. Mind-boggling, if you ask me. And there was a point early in the third quarter, Barkley had a nice run of maybe 12 yards or something like that, and all of a sudden, you could see him motioning to the sideline like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Leave me on the field, please. And then all of a sudden, he goes Booker like gives him like a shoulder bump. Like, yo, get off the field, dude. Like, I don't know what's up with that, but like, yo, that shit caught my attention. And it just got to me where it's like, look, people are saying, oh, he's a bust, he's a this, he's a that. And I have a very, 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 very strong theory on how both you and John and all the Barkley haters out there will have to agree. All right. And that I'll save for a little later on. But the reality is like, yo, the guy looks healthy. He's pushing back, telling you, do not let me, let me stay on the field. Let me get this momentum going. And they don't let him do it. So that was all I had to take from the game. It was cool to see Mike Glennon. If any of us really actually bet on it, it was going down the field. You thought maybe the Giants would cover. That was like literally the only exciting part of the game.
Yep.
That's all I have to say. Right. Of course, he throws the interception, shows you how good he is. And that's it, man. That is absolutely it. But I do want to touch on Barkley a little later on. But guys, go ahead, man, please.
John, what's your thoughts, man?
It's just deja vu. It's the same thing pretty much every week that everybody keeps saying. Offense can't score points. Defense has a good game, then they have a bad game, then they have a good game, then they have a bad game. What could you do? You're playing your backups at 60% of the positions, cornerback 2, your fucking middle linebacker, your defensive tackle, fucking quarterback, left guard, center, right guard, or right tackle. Perk got in there for a few snaps. Great. It didn't look like he was disgusting, but you're basically watching a soap opera that you don't like what's going on in the storyline. So you just have to keep watching to see what happens, just because you have to keep up with what's going on. But you got 4 games left. Find a way to win 2 of them, and let's just fucking.
I don't know about you, Mike, but it's getting hard for me to look at Josh. John's like got a couple of little screen things up because of where he's podcasting from this evening. And any of you are watching on YouTube, you'll see right now. But it almost looks like he's like on top of the world right now, and he's like beamed out. And he's gonna have like this Nostradamus moment of like just having some like clarity and like he's like, yeah, you know what, the Giants do suck. You know, maybe Gettleman made some mistakes.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's what you're gonna do.
So again, for those of you that are just listening and not watching on YouTube, it's like literally like this whole blacked out like outer space where you have like the background of Earth, where I do see a little bit of Italy and Spain there at the bottom. That's pretty dope. And then it's like his face kind of circled out. So you know, you can make the pictures up in your head, right?
Man, it is. I tell you, it's not fun to be a Giant fan, man. These days, I tell you, you get Jules. We getting like so much hate. Before you signed on, I was talking to John a little bit about this, but I was talking to Giants. You know the guy Paul. How do you pronounce his last name, John? I keep forgetting.
Dottino.
He's been covering the Giants for like 39 trade seasons, and I DM'd him because this guy Dan Snyder that covers like CBS, he comes off as, I don't know, kind of like a little a little cunty in a way. I mean, most of the Giants like beat writers are now that they come off like cunty. They think they know better than the Mara that owns the team. They think they know better than the GM. They think they know better than the coaching staff. Listen, that's your job. I understand you have to, do that. That's the way of life as a Giants fan. So, but in a way, I felt bad because he kind of went after Paul on a tweet. He's saying like, he's such a homer, blah, 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 all that bullshit. So I DM'd him and then we were talking, we had a nice little conversation about like the state of the Giants. And I told Paul, I was like, listen, I'm with you. I understand if Getty's gone, I want Abrams to get the job. He deserves it. I told him basically, it's not Garrett, it's not Judge, it's not Jones, it's not Barkley, it's not Getty. It's all these goddamn injuries. I don't think people understand that. And he's like this to me. He's like, people are upset, rightfully so, but it doesn't excuse the firing off of abuse from these people. Like, you've seen it on social media with this abuse. Like, people are getting like real nasty about like, going after these people, like they know better. You know what I mean? Like these fans, common people that just read these shitty articles written about people because we're in the negative now. And the fans take it as is. Like, they don't understand that Joe Judge has, the players back. The players love playing for him. That has come out. You don't hear any player come out in the media going after Joe Judge at all. That speaks volumes. So, and the Mara, like, they want him to stay, which is important because we need some continuity. We don't want that guy to get fired. But anyway, Paul kept going on. He's like, the mob abuse comes in waves. He said he fielded it over like the thoughts on, Eli, the Barkley draft, the Williams trade, the Thomas draft, and on and on. He dealt with this kind of shit. And I'm like, basically, I told him, like, thank God social media wasn't around during the Eli days because this mob would have wanted Eli out after 2 years, the way he was playing. Remember, we all read the papers back in the day. And he covered the Giants for 39 straight seasons, so he's seen all kinds of this kind of shit, but he never seen it this bad. I mean, granted, I know like it's a bad season. We're having a bad year. It's the same old shit with the Giants again. So people are mad. They're frustrated. I get all that, man. But to come out and being such an abusive cunt and going after fucking people like, the Giants, like on social media, the players, the other fans, beat writers, like, fuck Kim Jones, man, fuck you. Like, they think they know better than these people working in this building just because they are allowed to write something in the media and try to persuade you into thinking that way. What are your guys' thoughts? So this is me talking to Paul. What are your guys' thoughts of the direction of the Giants? Do you get so negative, or do you look at it in a positive way, or do you just take it as negative? Oh, they're losing, and that's you don't look deeper than that.
And it's actually a really good question because initially I would probably have sat back and started to go back and forth with a lot of the stuff that we talked about for weeks, right? And again, that's why I kind of opened up with saying what I did when I first started tonight and came out talking. It's literally, and I kind of commented on this last week, like, who gives a shit if we win the next 5 or lose the next 5? Remember when I was saying all that last week? That's kind of where we are, right? But here's the reality with everything, guys. Like, we got to look past that. And where a lot of this criticism is now starting to develop and where a lot of this hate is coming from now at this point in time is that you constantly keep hearing Joe Judge saying, Oh, well, I saw improvements here. We're heading in a better direction. There is this. It's things that people don't see. There's young guys that are improving off the field and on the field that you just don't see because we watch it on tape and we go back and we look at it on, we review the film and we get back out there and these guys are improving. And, he doesn't make excuses, but he's going in with that talk. And then, then obviously earlier in the week, which I'm surprised it didn't stir up more on social media because this is where I think it kind of plays into it. Because people get so caught up in what these other people are tweeting and what these other people think. But the reality is what Judge basically said. And he literally came out on Monday and said, look, I was hired and only took this position because I said that this was going to be a work in progress and it was going to take some time. And I wasn't hired to turn this team around tomorrow. Right. And then he's basically saying, and he said that before Mara came out with his comment that we haven't even mentioned at all this whole time. So then you're hearing this kind of shit and you're sitting there and you're wondering like, wow, all right, he's doing this. Gettleman's gone after this year. And that's the big ties. They say, well, if you're going to get rid of this GM or the GM's going to, walk off into the sunset and now you're going to keep Judge another season. Well, how are you going to bring in a hot GM? You're not, right? Or he's going to have to come in and accept the fact that Daniel Jones is his quarterback. Judge is his coach. And that's what he's going to have to deal with at least year one with all these picks, right? So, you hear all these comments and then you hear Mara on earlier today, actually, or if it came out Monday night, I'm not quite sure when, basically comes out and says that not only is Judge his guy, but that's his Parcells and Belichick. Are you effing kidding? Like, whoa.
I believe that.
Either Mara's lost his shit. All right? Or there's something that we just don't know that's going on behind the scenes. And maybe this is a full work in progress. And maybe it is because there were some mistakes that were made by Gettleman and there were some that weren't. And maybe because we do have a shitload of picks to come, maybe we're going to see. So I'm going to tell everybody right now. And that's why I was saying what I said last week. It doesn't matter what happens in the next 4 games. It doesn't. We are going to have to deal with this for next year, at least with Judge and Daniel Jones, which I'll have something to mention about Daniel Jones a little later on. But definitely about those two. That's it. That's what this Giants team is going to be for next season. Now, whether or not we put it all together, we make some great picks, we maybe sign a free agent if we can, we fix a few mistakes that were made. Once we put it all together, we put that product out there in the field. That's what we're going to have next season. And that's it. It's all now going to be on Judge's back, in my opinion, kind of what we said over a year ago. And here it is. He's actually putting that kind of pressure on him. So we're going to see Daniel Jones. We're going to hope this team is healthy. We're going to hope they make the right pickups and they make the right picks during the draft. And we're going to just see what we got. That's it. Because anybody that wants to blow it up and start all over and become the Jets and become the Lions and become the Jacksonville Jaguars ain't going to happen until after the 2022 season. And hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully we end up finding out that this is what it was always meant to be, and it happens.
I want to hear what John has to say before we get into Jones.
Oh, definitely.
I was going to see if you guys wanted to start doing the picks so we can wrap this up.
I'm telling you, man, it's the globe, man. It's the whole globe of you.
It's it is what it is. Let's just fucking, you got 12 hours of football left. Let's fucking enjoy it. Root for the guys in blue. And you know what? This offseason should be dramatic, as always is in this fucking market. These people who just, bro, we get quote tweeted in shit that we've written in March. Like, we're talking about this team with the assumption that we're gonna have players healthy, and like obviously things are gonna click. Like like Barkley said the other day. He's like, well, this isn't a fucking Space Jam. People took our talents. Like, Bradbury is still is an excellent corner. Barkley is an excellent fucking running back. Fucking Blake Martinez has been gone since like week 3. It's a huge part of the defense. That's why we keep getting gashed by the run. Again, it's the same thing we keep fucking saying. It's unfortunate Gettleman's going to be gone. Judge has what it takes and is going to have 17 games next year to prove that we're building something here. But if you want to talk about Daniel Jones, talk about Daniel Jones.
Well, listen, first, before we get into that, like, Cleveland Browns did fire Bill Belichick early on in his career. So I don't want the Giants to make the same mistake to fire Joe Judge early on in his career because, Bill Belichick didn't have his guys. He didn't have his guys in Cleveland. And the Giants, like, sure, the injuries took like a lot of place, but the question is now, does Joe Judge has his guy in the quarterback position with Daniel Jones? And it's a very good question because Jones, for one thing, I like his talent. I think the talent is there, but my man can't stay healthy. And that's a big problem when you're trying to get continuity on offense. Listen, I understand he has no protection. He has no time. And we've seen it when Mike Glennon comes in the first game. Mike Glennon's getting blasted and he has a concussion. So it's really hard to, pun intended, judge Daniel Jones. But if Judge don't like Daniel, like he'll be gone after the season. He'll be traded, released, whatever, and they'll go in another direction, whether that be Russell Wilson or a draft pick. I honestly don't know where they're leading. I have no idea. I'm hoping they keep Jones because the contract will be cheap. But I mean, honestly, who the hell knows? So, like, Jules, do you have any idea where you think Jones is going?
The issue now with Jones is literally how messed up his neck is, right? I mean, we saw Peyton Manning's career get derailed because of the neck injury. If it's anywhere along that line, then it doesn't matter what next year has in store, whether or not we get all these offensive linemen in place and we got the best offensive line in football and everybody's healthy. If this dude's neck is messed up, man, his career is unfortunately in jeopardy. If it's something he can get through and he works past it, then we're going to have to reevaluate him then. But one thing I wanted to bring up, which I thought would be kind of fun and interesting for a quick second was, and I'm going to throw this out at you guys real quick, and we'll pause for a quick moment. I promise I'll tie this back together. If you guys watch this show on The Fan, Carton and Evan, they took over for Mike Francesa, right? They took over that time slot on The Fan, which is still sports radio, man. It's still great. It's still got its purpose. You could listen to podcasts all day, but, once in a while hearing some live action of people calling in is a lot of fun. And, I was listening to it and they were talking about it all week and they decided to do what they were calling a pick, like we would do like a fantasy draft, but you got to draft linemen, both offense and defense, quarterbacks, this and that. And they set it up where you could only draft Jets and Giants. And they're going to go at it, right? And Craig and Evan, we're going to pick it out and see who picks what. So I'm going to throw it to you guys real quick, right? And then I'll tell you how it ended up for at least the first pick or two. So if we did something similar, right, Mike? I'll even start with you, Mike.
Okay.
If we did something similar, right? You could only draft Jets, Giants, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, secondary linebackers. They all count. Quarterbacks, everything, right? And we're having a draft. When you're trying to draft between the Jets and Giants, we could pull together an all-star team each. You're trying to build a better team than me. Who would be your first pick of the New York Jets and Giants draft if you had a player out there that you would take?
Wow. That's a great question. I was not
right?
prepared.
Look, they did this shit. They did this on the radio for like 8 rounds, bro. They were going back and forth. They were building their team and everything. But I'm going to tell you, it is interesting. And John, who would you do, man? Is anybody?
I know who I'm taking.
All right. John, who would you take? You got it in your head?
The first player.
That's it. Like you got like whatever talent you want. And also too, keep in mind, if a guy is hurt, like let's say a Blake Martinez or something like that, you could take him as if he was healthy. Right. So the notion is that the entire rosters of both the Jets and Giants are 100% healthy. You're doing a draft. You're competing to see who can build a better all-star team from those two rosters. Who's your number one overall pick for this draft?
I'm taking Andrew Thomas.
You're taking Andrew Thomas, number one. All right.
I'll tell you why. Jules, you know what's funny about Andrew Thomas? Like now that PPF put out like a thing, how he's like, there's no player that could get pressure on the quarterback. Andrew Thomas is the best left tackle. All of a sudden now we are hearing that Andrew Thomas is the best fucking tackle coming out of that draft a couple years ago, right? Now we're hearing that, right? Remember when we first started like this fucking podcast? All of a sudden, like Andrew Thomas was supposed to be the worst out of the 4, but now he's the fucking best, right? All of a sudden he's healthy. Like in a couple of days. Come on, man. Like, stop it, man. We told you that. We told you he was going to be the best. Mekhi Becton. Get the fuck out of here. He'll be my last pick in the
John, who would be your first one taken off the board between Jets and Giants rosters?
Daniel Jones.
Ooh, Daniel Jones. Well, it's funny you say that. So Craig Carton won the coin flip, and he gets the first pick. He's a diehard Jets fan. Talks about how miserable he is with them. Always Jets. his number one pick, Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Just had to do it. Drop the mic. That's correct. On the fan, you could go back and listen to it today. It was,
I did not
it was earlier
listen
today.
to it.
He actually
Just
took
saying.
Daniel Jones as his number one pick, man. And I believe Andrew Thomas, if I'm not mistaken,
Wow.
Evan took with his first pick. So literally, those were like basically the
Okay.
first two off the board, if I'm not mistaken. Then it was like Andrew Thomas went like fourth or something like that. Like
So no
literally,
Jets.
it was like right there. They were the top picks.
Jules,
So it's
no
just
Jets.
interesting where
No
these
Jets
guys
went
that
one.
talk about, huh?
No Jets went first, right?
No.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Because he what Evan tried to do is he tried to do bookends and he tried to put their left tackle on the right side, and then Craig was like, no, you can't do all that. But anyhow, no way. But the point of the matter is that there's still value there. I mean, these are two guys that talk about New York sports every single day. And he put himself out there that if he had the choice between everybody on either roster, he's taking Daniel Jones.
Wow.
So it's just something to keep out there. Keep in mind, all you friggin' haters that always want to hate on the guy. All right. Like that's where his height is at. Is it a reach? I don't know. But I will tell you, gentlemen, what I think that was a reach, and I will explain it why, is what who we took with the number 2 overall pick a couple of years back. And let's put to rest the bus factor, the this factor. Why would you do it factor? He's a generational player. He's this, he's that. Let's put that shit to rest for once and for all. The main thing that anybody moving forward should say, again, if you want to say anything about who we took, and we know we're going with that. And let me ask you guys something real quick before I get into the whole thing there. If you had to take a team like the Buffalo Bills, who look like they're one of the most balanced teams, yet they're sitting at 7-6 currently, right?
Right.
What are the Bills missing?
Running game.
Bang. Running game, right? And I would say that if they were somehow able to in 2022 get the number 2 overall pick, they still shouldn't take a Saquon Barkley. And that's the reason why. And it's only because the lifespan of these running backs, the current state of the NFL, the way that the NFL is now structured with passing and with mixing it up and with committees and all these running backs, you do not waste the number 2 overall pick with the running back. It's just not the way the NFL is. It's not 20 years ago anymore. It's not Herschel Walker. It's not Jim Brown. It's not these guys coming in anymore where you're going to run the ball 35 times with that same guy. He's only going to play 10 seasons and he doesn't have to go on. It's not like that anymore. So therefore, that's the only reason why it's a bad pick. Is he a fantastic player? Is he outstanding? Is the potential there? Could he have been the Marshall Faulk? Yeah, checks across the board, but the reality is it's not the game anymore. So therefore, you got to start drafting for what the game is, not for the talent. All right. That's why when you see something that's there, sometimes you got to put that shiny toy away and not go for it. So hold on, but this is where I'm tying this in, is that all the people that are sitting around and saying, oh my God, the Giants could have took Micah Parsons. He's going around and being quoted for saying that the NFL is too easy for him. Well, guess what? The move was we traded back, and now we got 2 first-round picks that could be top 5 picks. All right? So now you're going to stack up for a team that obviously wasn't ready in 2021. We weren't going there. We aren't going anywhere. So that's it. Now we made a good trade to move back because you do that in these drafts now. You build draft capital. That's the only thing wrong with it. Hey, look, he saw the big shiny toy. He went for it. And that might be the reason why he didn't go after Micah Parsons, because he knew something else was on the table with this trade. Traded down, got 2 first-round picks. So anybody that's hated on that Barkley deal, he made up for it this year, Gettleman, in the fact that he traded back down and didn't take a Rashawn Slater or reach for Slater at that point and didn't take Parsons. Got his 2 first-round picks that could potentially definitely look like they're going to be top 10, possibly even 2 top 5s. And that's what we're looking to do. So everybody that he brought up, and this is why I brought up that Barkley thing, everybody that hated on that move and said we should have traded down, said this and that, you cannot talk anymore. Because literally we did it this year and you still want to poke holes in it. Justin Fields, Micah Parsons, Slater. You can't. It's one or the other. Either you go and you grab one of these shiny toys and you put it on your team, or you trade it back and you get 2 more big picks later on in the draft. Which one do you want to do? That's what the debate should be. It should no longer be about that was a mistake. This guy's a bust. No. This is what you have to do, Giants fans, as a team and an organization. You either take that shiny toy that looks amazing like we did with Barkley, or you trade it back like we did this year and passed on a Parsons, okay? And literally now you have 2 first-round picks that are in the top 10 for this coming season. So that's what you have to keep. That's the mindset, because everybody's going to keep poking holes in every single draft. And every year they're going to try to say something's different. And they're going to try to say that this should be that and that should be this. And the reality is you're never going to guess. Shit, Parsons can fucking bust next year for all we know. Yeah, he's having a hell of a rookie year. It's 1 year. He's also playing against some bullshit talent because the Cowboys sucked last year.
That's a very good point, Jules. Like you mentioned the draft picks, how are you building for the future? Let me just remind people, like, going into this draft coming up in, March, April, whatever it is, we're going to have obviously our first round pick, which is tight, like Jules said, the Bears first round pick, which is real tight in the fucking, like maybe the first, like at least the first 10 picks. Then we got a second round pick. We got 2 third-round picks. We got 2 fourth-round picks. We got a 5th, 6th, and 2 7th-round picks. That's a lot of fucking draft capital we got going into next year. So we are kind of building for the future, and I kind of expect to trade back, like in one of these first-round picks. I can see them trading back one of these first-round picks to draft that center, Tyler. What's his name? Leidenbaum or whatever. Like he's supposed to be
Linderbaum or something like that.
Linderbaum. He's supposed to be pretty nasty. So, and he's rated to go like in the teens, like 11 to 15, 16, 17. So I can see the Giants like kind of trade up, but I do have breaking news, John, before you go. I gotta let you guys know this because I'm kind of a fan.
We have
breaking news.
So breaking that Mike was even breaking up on the pod.
Yeah, I think everybody's breaking up a little bit tonight. But listen, guys, are you with me?
Yeah, it's so breaking that Mike is breaking up so bad. This is coming in from that satellite feed that John's on top of right now.
Right, let me Mike check. I see that the internet was unstable, but breaking news right now: Nevada quarterback Carson Strong just declared for the NFL draft. That throws a fucking wrench into this situation. Let me tell you, because listen, I like Danny Jones, but I like this kid too, man. Carson Strong is he's legit. He's legit, guys. Like man, if he's available, I honestly might draft him. As much as I love Jones, I say he's like has all the pieces, all the talent in the world, but this dude makes you think, man. He was 367 out of 523 passing for 4,200 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in 2021. This guy's a beast. And let me tell you, man, he might be the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft. So we got a lot of draft capital, boys. So maybe we do something with it.
It doesn't make any sense to draft a quarterback.
And besides that, Mike, it's going to be highly debated between him and Kenny Pickett, who's out of Pittsburgh.
Is my mic on still?
Oh, there it is. There you are. Hey, John. All right. You're back. You got to keep in mind about Kenny Pickett, too. But we'll get into more of that draft stuff when it comes. John, go ahead, man. What's up?
I think John needs a mute button for Jules.
We're doing.
No, I was just saying.
Part of the interruption.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense to use any draft capital on a. I mean, listen, if this guy's the next fucking Peyton Manning, great. Then you have to draft him. But we've learned with both drafting Eli and drafting fucking Daniel Jones, watching teams across the league, across the stadium with the Jets, it means more to a team and to a quarterback to have the foundation built and bring him into it, not draft him and then wait years to build what's around him. You have an opportunity with all these draft picks that we have, early draft picks. I don't care about 7th round picks. They're basically scratch off special teams players at best. It's rare. I mean, off the top of your head, can you name one all-pro 7th round pick in the history of football that you could think of, really?
Well, Brady was what, 6th round, right?
6th, exactly. So I'm just saying 2 firsts, a second, 2 thirds, 2 fourths. You can really get a haul as far as they're trying to address the needs at pass rusher and obviously especially the offensive line. Throw all your chips in those 2 baskets, all your eggs in those 2 baskets, and then see what Jones does behind what should be a little bit of a better offensive line. If it doesn't work with him, he goes becomes Ryan Tannehill, and we get to go watch him succeed with another team because that's just the way it's going to happen. Or you keep him because it actually did work. We got an offensive line. Saquon actually can run behind a competent offensive line, and Daniel Jones can operate behind an offensive line, allow the receivers to get open and make plays for their team. It's crazy thought, but I mean, with the draft capital they have, you can address that, and then regardless, use 2022 as go for it. We're obviously going to go for try to fucking win a Super Bowl or whatever fucking the goal is. But to use draft capital this year, bringing him in and sacrificing potential first round talent at one of your 5 offensive line positions to bring him in for him to get abused, for people to be talking shit in September of 2022 about him needing to be the quarterback. He starts. Daniel Jones was a bust. Oh, this and that. This kid comes in. We don't have an offensive line. He struggles, and then we're all over back again. Build a fucking fortress. Like I was saying, all of the last offseason draft, want to draft AVT, whatever. Build a fucking fortress. And in 2023, if we have to draft a quarterback, we can go ahead and do it. I don't think that we're going to have to. I think Daniel Jones, when given even a little bit of a fighter's chance, the kid fucking makes plays. Period. Stop.
Listen, I think the only thing with Daniel Jones is his health. Let's just hope that like this MRI and everything with the neck is fine and the guy is healthy, right? Because that's literally the only thing that would force the Giants' hand, in my opinion, because I have to agree with you in that sense, to getting a quarterback, right? Because if there is some sort of long-term issue or he's not healthy, you may want to bring in like some bridge gap quarterback from some of the roster, maybe a Trubisky or something like that. But if you're sitting there and one of these guys strong and Pickett and the kid out of Ole Miss is legit, and you could grab one of them, you might. I don't know yet. We'll remain to see. Houston needs a quarterback. You know, there are guys picking ahead of us, teams that are picking ahead of us. I need a quarterback. But you know, look, there's been too many failed quarterbacks over the last couple of years, as many as have been successful ones, right? That you can't just say that, oh, you grab one of these kids early, it's a surefire, like Hall of Fame type pick. So no, like I said, the only thing that's going to force the Giants' hand, in my opinion, at the least, is if Daniel Jones' health is not there by next season, because that's an issue right now. And until we see something better and we hear improvements, you know, that's going to be something that we have to keep in the back of our minds when it comes to Daniel Jones, for sure.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who's right. We'll see who's right at the at draft time. See what direction the Giants go, man. Like I said, they are building for the future. So if Judge is and Jones is not Judge's guy, we're gonna find out that day, man. So who the hell knows, man? But guys, you want to take a quick commercial break and we'll get into everybody's favorite segment, the picks, which we're doing fucking lousy.
Oh my God, dude, we gotta get better at this. Listen, you know what messed us up last time was the freeze and like all this other shit. I don't know what the hell happened, man. The fucking NFL, man. Like there was a couple of games. Pittsburgh, I knew something was don't even get me started. I know I had a bad week. That's all I know.
Yeah, I think we all did, man. We all did.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, guys.
Let's take a break and get back. Let's get to that. That's it.
Well, listen, we'll try to like recoup some of our picks. So we'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, guys, we are back with the BBO NYG podcast. It's pick 'em pool time. We just shit the bed. Let's just be honest. We're not doing so fucking great. Okay. This is guy Rob. He's in first place. We're going over the standings. He has 159 points. Jeez. Then it's Woody, who was leading pretty much all year. He's down to 138. So Rob took him over by 20. I think Rob is cheating somehow, but who knows? Nancy is right behind Woody. She's at 133. She's doing pretty good. Shadow's Lobster Meat. I don't know what that means, but they're at 128. King Glue, 127. They were all the way down at 121. And if you want to see I don't want to see anybody else's pick because everybody's doing pretty shitty. But guys, we got to come back strong. We
got a month, baby. We got a month to turn it around.
Man, so we got to start tonight, man. I don't know what happened last week, but we got to start strong. So, and we got Saturday games going on this week too. So we got Thursday, we got Saturday, we got Sunday. Yo, football's back to pretty much every day. So first game.
College kicks off this weekend, so you can have the bowls mixing in. That's it. It's like the next 4 weeks is just action packed with actual football. Like it should be great, man.
Yeah.
It should absolutely. And a quick shout out talking about football, maybe not the American football, but football it is. I did mention a quick watch right over the weekend. The NYCFC, they were playing Seattle for the MLS championship. They won, man, and it was a thrilling game. All right, literally they were up and they were leading throughout most of the second half. And Seattle manages to score like a last-minute goal to tie the match. It goes into overtime. They play out overtime to its entirety, and they go to a shootout. And literally, the NYCFC are now the MLS champs. So congratulations. At least we got a New York team that's a champion of a professional sports team, all right? Way to go. I watched that game. It was great. It was fun to watch. Congrats to them. So hats off there. But yes, the rest of this month, it's now hard into December. We're going to go for like at least to the first week, first couple of days into January until the playoffs. It's literally just going to be nothing but NFL and college ball games. So enjoy, sit back. We got different prizes for that type of shit too, because, it's just going to be that time of the year.
I wish I bet soccer. All right. So
I did actually, but,
here we go, man. The first game this week, Chiefs. They're -3 against those Chargers that kicked the shit out of us. I'll say it right now. I think the Chiefs are gonna win. Like I got the Chiefs. I bet this on DraftKings this afternoon. Right? I was in Connecticut. I stopped by, and I took the Chiefs. They're -4 on DraftKings. So I took Chiefs -4 for $500, and I took Chiefs money line for $500, and I took the Chargers getting 4 for $500. So I'm looking for like a tight game. It's a Thursday night game. Usually the home team plays pretty hard, but the Chiefs are so talented. I think it's a tight game and the Chiefs win by a field goal. Exactly. So this game could be a push in my eyes. What do you guys think?
And how do you win on that again?
So if the Chiefs win by say they win by 3, right?
Okay.
I have the Chargers +4. So I'll win both bets because I have the Chiefs money line and the Chargers getting the points because I think it's going to be a tight game.
Got it.
That's why I bet both. I bet both of them. So I'm trying to hedge my bet in a sense. And I've hit that numerous times in the past. I think this Thursday night game is going to be one of them.
Wow. I mean, that's just a crazy way of betting, but all right, that's fun, I guess. Right? You got to keep it 3. Keep it at 3, baby, and you're winning. That's it. Look, you know what? The Chiefs are back. They're playing well. They're running the ball well. They're healthy again. Mahomes looks like he's actually gotten his head back on because he was looking a little lost at the beginning of the year. But I get it. Herbert, they beat up on us. They're playing well too. This is going to be a really good AFC West showdown. And here's where I'm just going to tip my hat because I've seen too many of this. It's on Thursday nights in particular. I don't remember now. You guys got to remind me who won the first matchup. Is this the first matchup of the season between them, or did who did they play already? Does anybody remember? Because that like not that it's going to make that much of an overwhelming decision for me, but I for some reason I'm kind of feeling the charges on this one, man. And it's not just because of what happened with the Giants or any of that kind of shit. Like, I really think that they need this game more than the Chiefs do, in my opinion. That whole AFC wild card picture has gotten really tight. There's a lot of people in that race. All these divisions in the AFC are wide open for taking. Yo, listen, I get it. There's a reason to me that I'm a little surprised that that line is as small as it is. I mean, with the way the Chiefs have been playing, you would think they were at least a 6-point favorite. They're only 3 on the road. I mean, it would definitely be a touchdown or 8 points at home. So I don't know. It's on that. I think something's up. I'm going Chargers.
Chiefs.
Yeah, go
Chiefs it is. As humanly possible.
Yeah, the first game they did play each other. The Chiefs won by 6. It was 30-24. So I can see this game being pretty tight, man. They know each other. Division game. So yeah. All right, Chiefs it is. We're going with the Chiefs. All right.
Like the Chargers. Just keep that one in mind.
All right, we'll remember, Jules. I don't think it matters at any point. We're down by like 40 to the first place team. All right.
Fair enough.
The next game, it's a Saturday game, the first Saturday game at 4:30. It's a weird spread. This afternoon, I was trying to put a bet in to get the Raiders +6.5, but they took it off when I had the bet in. I don't know why. Now it went down to Browns are -3 at home against the Raiders. So why'd that spread dip that is somebody not playing? Is it
Baker
COVID?
hurt or something, or
I
I
don't know.
know I saw Odell tweeting about some nonsense. So I don't understand why the line would have cut in half. That does worry me a little bit. But you got the Raiders on the road. They haven't been good. They played well. Losing Gruden kind of hurt them a little bit. It did throw that team off a little bit. All the mess they've had. Look, no, this is too valuable of a game for the Browns to blow. They just cannot. The Browns have to find a way to win this game at home. Again, in that super tight, race for the AFC with the wild card positions. Yeah, no, I'm Browns all day.
I kind of like the Raiders.
Uh-oh.
With that pass rush, yeah, there's something about it. I don't know why that spread dipped from 6.5 because Raiders were getting 6.5 all the way down to getting 3. I almost want to take the Raiders just because of that. I don't like when that spread moves that deep. John, so it's up to you, man.
Raiders.
All right, Raiders it is,
Raiders. Oh, we got a good division game on Saturday night, man. Guys, stay home and watch this game. Colts are at home. They're -2.5 against the Patriots, who are leading the division. I don't know how they fucking do it, man.
A guy named Bill Belichick, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Cleveland fired him, you jackasses. You could have fucking keep them for fucking years. Dumbasses.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against the Patriots coming off of a bye. I know they're on the road. I know this is desperate times for the Colts as well. I've been saying the same for the Chargers and the Browns, but what did I say? You can't bet against the Patriots till they lose, right? Until they blow that spread. So I'm in on the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm in on the Patriots too.
I go
Colts.
Patriots as well.
Colts got to show us something, like in order for them to take that next level because they're like a 500 team right now.
Well, what's do we know what the over is in that game?
I don't know for that. I wouldn't
45.5 according to Caesars.
Yeah, I wouldn't take
under. Just right. Like I told you to take the Bills Tampa over. And I know people were nervous as shit last weekend with that over, but then they came roaring back and that shit went way over.
Right. That's right. All right, now we're back to the Sunday game. So the first Sunday game at 1:00 is the Cardinals, which took I don't know. Kyler Murray didn't look so right last night. It looked like he's still kind of
Kyler Murray.
I know, fuck him. I know, John. Fuck him. But he did not look right going against the Rams. And then we've seen Odell kind of have a good game last night. Cardinals are away. They're in Detroit, and Cardinals are -13.5. The Lions play tight, right? I don't know. I don't know what to take.
You got to go Cardinals. Cardinals got to get right. If they don't get right against Detroit, they're going to lose the division to the Rams. You heard it here first. They need to get right. And I'm not talking about you squeak out a win in Detroit and you win by 7. That's not getting right. They got to go in there and they got to win by 20. You know what I mean? Like they got to show that they're still that number 1 team in the NFC because they're fading. Tampa's on their ass. Green Bay's on their ass. The Rams could catch them in the division.
Happens every year.
They have to come out. You have to come out after a tough divisional loss on a Thursday night with extra on Monday night. And you got to just be able to go out there and kick the shit out of the Lions. You have to. I'm sorry. If they don't, then that team is overhyped and they're not the team that we think they are. So I'll go Cardinals on that fact.
I'm going Lions. Cardinals on for real. There's always a team that there's always like Steelers last year. They're 11-0 and blah, 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 blah. There's always just a team that just gets hot early, wins some close games, has a great record, plays above their skis. And then by the end of the season, the fucking true colors show out. They come back to the middle of the pack, and then and then no one hears from them. No one ever forgets about them. I don't know that Lions are gonna beat the Cardinals, but with the spread being what it is, I'm in for some home cooking in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm kind of like leaning your way, John. I think I like the Lions getting those points because maybe the Cardinals are not that for real. Like Lions, they play hard. They go for dumb shit. They do fake punt passes, except sometimes they make it unless the Giants, when the Giants do it. So sometimes they convert those fucking passes. So I'm going to lead with the Lions. Getting 13.5 points. They could be getting blown out by 20. They could come down with a late touchdown, end of the game bullshit and backdoor cover. I don't see the Lions beating the Cardinals, but I could see the Lions kind of keeping it close. That's kind of disrespectful. So Lions it is. All right.
And now we know where we fell down the night.
All right, we'll see what happens this week. All right. Hey, remember last week, all the favorites they won, they covered all the spreads. So this could be the underdog week. All right. So keep that in
Yeah.
mind, people, when you're betting. The NFL likes to fucking flip flop every week because we got a lot of high spreads. And the next high spread right now, which I actually kind of like, the Bills are at home. They're minus 10.5 against the Panthers.
Money ball the fuck out of this pick. All right. This is a get right game. They don't win this game. They can just kiss everything goodbye. Fuck the Panthers. It's in Buffalo. Like, hell no. Yo, my man Josh Allen threw for over 300 yards and ran for over 100 in last week's game. If it wasn't for some fluke bullshit fucking play, listen, take that back because we know that Stephon Diggs was pass interference with, all right, and how they didn't call that shit was absolutely fucking ridiculous, okay? Or else they actually probably beat fucking Tampa because then they're playing back more and they're not just trying to stop them for a field goal, they're trying to stop a touchdown. So yeah, no, they could have beat Tampa in Tampa. They made a hell of a comeback. Josh Allen's a baller. He's going to show that he's the best one of that draft. All right. They're going to win. They're going to win easily. I don't give a fuck. They need to come out. McDermott is a crazy bastard. He's going to have that team fired up. I'm money ball that one, bro.
All right. I'll put that as a money ball pick because I agree with you, Jules, because I think the Bills come out and absolutely destroy Carolina. They have no running game. They got Cam Newton. Bills defense are going to be all over them. I'm going to put a lot of money straight up on the Bills minus 10.5 when I go up to Connecticut on Friday. The Bills are getting all my fucking bank account. I don't give a fuck. They showed me something against Tampa Bay. They played
absolutely
hard,
did.
man.
They absolutely did. Like, I fell asleep at that
game.
game, and then all of a sudden, like after the Giants finished, I caught it just in time to see them put up the 18 points in like fucking 5 minutes or some shit to come back.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was fun to watch. All right, so next game, I don't know who the fuck is betting this game.
Oh God!
But Jacksonville is home. They're minus 3.5 against the Texans. I mean, I don't fucking know. Didn't Jacksonville fucking lose to the Houston Texans week 1? Right? So it's like, is that a payback game? But I don't know. Maybe the Texans got their number. I don't know. Jacksonville sucks. They go
Urban Meyer looked like he was crying.
He
when he went to go shake Vrabel's hand. Like, he's done. They're already talking about like buyouts for Urban Meyer. They talk about how like Trevor Lawrence said they had to get James Robinson running the ball, and then they handed him the ball like 4 times. Like, no, they're like that team. That team is in just like no. This is a weird one, but I think the Texans win, bro. Like I think they win. Like that's how ridiculous. But in reality, I would never bet this game.
Right.
I would touch it with a 100-foot pole, bro.
Right, we have to. So
yeah, we have to in this situation. But like, oh my God, I would never in a million years.
I agree. Texas, it is, man. All right, next game. Ooh, division game. Eagles are at home. They're minus 5 against the Washington football team. I'm going to come out and say I like Washington. They fight. They play hard, man. I got to give it to them.
So wait, who's quarterbacking for the Eagles?
Oh, that's a good question, too.
Is it my man Minshew? Is it Minshew? Because if Top Gun Minshew is fucking quarterbacking, I think the Eagles do win. There's a reason why that spread's at minus 5.
By 5. Ooh, that's 5 is a tough fucking spread. If you take it,
it's a tough spread. That's a tough spread. It is. But honestly, I
would never take the Eagles. Fuck them.
I don't know, man. It's an ugly one. Washington, I think, is a little overrated. I really want to know if Gardner Minshew is quarterbacking or not. Because I think, honestly, because look, that Washington defense has gotten a little bit better, minus Chase Young. They've been playing a lot better football all around. Antonio Gibson had a great game last week. I get that part of it. So if it is that Jalen Hurts attack, I think that the Washington can play a similar style defense against them like we did, and they probably do end up coming out with the W on the road. Yeah. If not, and it's gunslinger Gardner Minshew, and he's top gunning it flying out the gate, the Eagles might win. That's how I feel about that, because I don't give a fuck about either of these two teams. So I'm just going at it from a pure bettor's perspective. So that's my take on it. Obviously you can wait to put your picks in. Just make sure you get them in before Thursday night kickoff. And I would say Eagles if Garden's playing, Washington if Jalen's playing.
John? You can't take the Eagles.
I can't take the Eagles. I can't take Washington either. I'm picking tie in this game. That's not bad.
All right, so tie goes to getting the points. So Washington it is. That's
Okay.
what we consider a tie.
You
All right,
make me feel good about that pick. Thank you.
next game. God, this is horrible. I hate this fucking Cowboys.
Skip it.
Giants Stadium. They're minus 10.5 against the Giants. We're gonna start Mike Glennon. Daniel Jones is out again. Guys, like I just tell me what to do. I can't fucking pick this.
Here's just a quick little thing that just like whatever happens. If some crazy dude ends up driving out to fucking the Meadowlands during the week and like pulls a Tanya Harding on Mike Glennon and he gets hurt and Fromm has to start, I'm telling you, if Fromm just somehow ended up getting thrusted into this game,
He'll get
I
killed.
bet you the Giants cover.
No
All
way.
right? I bet you the Giants cover just because it would
Are
force
you
us.
nuts?
It would force us into a different style offense. All right.
Are you
just
nuts?
had we're supposed to be that team that talks shit because Michael Parsons is saying that the NFL is too easy for him. All right. But it's not gonna happen with long neck Glennon, bro, because that dude will fucking get down the field. You'll be like, oh shit, the Giants are gonna cover, they're gonna cover. He's gonna throw a fucking pick six, and then we definitely don't cover. All right. So that's my thoughts on that.
I have more faith in Mike Glennon than fucking Jake Fromm, which arrived about 8 days ago. And he's
Dude.
been like a fourth string his entire career. Like, I'm sorry, but I think NFL people around the fucking NFL know what Jake Fromm is. And if he plays, I will bet heavy on the Cowboys if Jake Fromm was a fucking star. I'll tell you that. Because that'll be the easiest bet to fucking make. But yeah, listen, the Giants, their defense, they know Dallas pretty well. So I could see them kind of keeping it close. I almost want to take the Giants because a lot of people aren't expecting the Giants to cover and they got blown out every week. So listen, I got to take the Giants getting those points and fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck yeah. Take the
Oh,
Giants.
yeah.
Guys, I have breaking news for you.
Uh-oh.
All right. What's up?
This is going to be not specific to fucking football or anything specific from that standpoint. But I'm going to send you guys a picture in a few minutes. It's going to be my Christmas gift to the podcast.
All right.
So,
All right. Breaking
I'm gonna
news.
thank you
Something
guys,
has just
and then-
occurred.
by the time this episode gets released, everybody else will have seen it as well.
We'll post it. We'll post it on our BBL NYG podcast Twitter feed. So you'll see what we're talking about. Podcast.
Bro, I'm so fucking hyped right now. You have no idea. This is something I've been waiting on for months. I'm fucking so excited.
So we'll
All
see
right.
it. We'll see it.
And go Giants. That's what I'm fucking saying.
All right. Breaking news about some crazy
news.
shit.
Ah,
Who knows what's going to go down, but it's
We
not
don't even
football
know.
related.
Me and
It's
Jules
not
have no
football
idea.
related, right?
So we'll find out when you guys find out. So
All right. Not football related. All right. This is
like
the
and
Christmas
subscribe,
gift.
do all that, man.
All right.
All right, so all
ah,
right, let's go back into the picks.
sick.
Hey.
Sorry.
It's all good, it's all good.
Mad hyped right there.
Yeah, somebody's happy. Somebody's happy. All right, so next game, Titans. They're in Pittsburgh, and Titans are -2 against Pittsburgh. This is a weird game. I wouldn't touch this.
Hate that spread. I tell you guys all the time, the 2-point spread is a killer. Just like anytime you're gambling, you're out there, you're hanging out, you're in Foxwoods, you're wherever in Atlantic City, you see a 2-point spread, skip that game. Just do yourself a favor. Look at the under over. Fuck it. This game will probably go under. But since we have to make a pick, I think the Steelers team, I guess, they were just tired. They were beat up after a tough game against Baltimore. They were flat in the first half. They came alive late, and it was just a little too late on that last week's Thursday night game. They were on extra rest. I don't know how the Titans keep winning football games. I think the Titans' luck runs out and stops this week. I like the Steelers. I think the Steelers bounce back. They're back in the hunt still for the wild card spots. I'm telling you, man, the last month of football is gonna be fun. There's a lot of teams left alive. It's gonna be interesting. And the Steelers are one of them. The Titans are as well. But since we're thinking that New England's gonna handle the Colts, I think that the Titans can afford to lose against the Steelers, and I think the Steelers win.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
actually going Tennessee in this game.
I don't.
Did you guys check our group chat by any chance?
I just looked.
Yeah, boy.
You're gonna see it, people. You're gonna see it tomorrow. Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Steelers, man. I gotta go with the Steelers on that one.
Steelers, baby.
All right, the next game. Oh, this is a weird spread. It actually went down from what I seen. Dolphins are at home. They're minus 8.5 against the Jets. I actually like the Jets getting the points this week.
I don't. I was like, at first, I'm like, yup. But when, and here's the only but when, right? When you saw the Jets at home and literally they couldn't stop a Saints team that had a quarterback that can't throw the ball more than 20 yards, and the only bit of offense they could have was Alvin Kamara, okay? And they can't stop Alvin Kamara. Dude, like, that's just the problem, okay? And not to mention, Zach Wilson all of a sudden has got, like, remember Chuck Knobloch back in the day from second base? He couldn't throw a guy out at first. All of a sudden, Zach Wilson can't throw a short little pass, dude. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. I don't know if they rushed him. I don't know if he's just not ready. His mom's getting shit from, like, Instagram, from other fans. Dude, the Jets are in a mess right now, right? Salee, right? Salam, however you pronounce his name, even turned around. He's like, at least Judge will lure you to death and, like, just throw out big words and talk about shit that doesn't even make sense. So after, like, like the question was asked by a reporter and Joe Judge gives an answer, it's like 25 minutes went by and he still didn't even answer the question. So he's like, you don't know if he did or didn't. Salam was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, coach like, I don't know. He threw his arms up and shit. Yeah, no, man. Like, the Dolphins are hot. They beat us. They should definitely be able to fucking handle the fucking Jets, man. I like the Dolphins, definitely. And I'm not even a fan of fucking them. And I can't stand the fact that, like, Tua is, like, getting all this praise. Meanwhile, he's just throwing 5-yard outs. Ooh, I don't know who said that.
Up to John.
Which game are we doing? I'm sorry. I was just handling something.
Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins minus 8.5.
Dolphins. Fuck the Jets.
Fuck the Jets.
That's pretty much gonna get at me with doing these picks because like, I'm not a gambler. I don't have that heart like that. I just go with my gut, and if I don't fucking like a team or I don't like a situation, I just whatever my soul says just comes out. There's no filter for it. So
you're better off, bro. You're definitely better off.
That's probably usually how you fucking win, man. When you don't fucking believe in a team. I think the Jets might win outright, but whatever. We'll see what happens on Sunday. All right, next game. Another high spread. The 49ers are at home. They're minus 9.5 against the Falcons. Fuck Atlanta, man. Fuck them, but God, that's a high spread, man, for a decent offense.
It's a high spread, but the 49ers are playing out of their mind. Debo's healthy. They're making a run, man. Listen, they're in the playoff hunt. They're way in the playoff hunt. You might get 3 teams out of the West there. Yeah, I got to go 49ers. I've been picking them pretty much for the whole season. Yeah. I like them against the Falcons. I think Falcons are just a good team, but they're not that team.
Falcons?
Falcons, baby.
I kind of like the Falcons getting the points this week, man. I think that's a high spread for that game.
Yep.
I think that's right. So Falcons it is. All right, next game. All right, we lost last week taking the Bengals as a key bet, but Broncos are at home. They're minus 1.5 against the Bengals. I actually like the Bengals this week. I think they fucking beat those fucking Broncos.
It's just that, the Broncos play tough in Denver, man. Yeah. They play tough in Denver. But here we go again, right? Like, but again, here's a Denver team that kind of climbed out of this. They started off great, went to shit, and now all of a sudden are starting to look a lot better again, with some key wins. Bengals are good too. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'll take the Bengals with the points.
There we go. I like the Bengals too, man. Bengals.
I agree. That's 3.
All right, this is a weird game. Packers, they're in Baltimore. Packers are minus 5. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson went out with an ankle injury. Yeah, I got to go with the Packers on this one.
Packers all day.
Yeah, I know. It's Packers just it is. There's something weird with it, but yeah, all right, I'll go Packers here.
Packers it is. That was quick. All right, next game. The Rams are at home. They're starting to play real well, man. I think they might be back into it. Stafford looked healthy last night. Rams are minus 5 against Seattle. Seattle doesn't look right all year. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Seattle's coming off of a win, though. They are. So you got to give them credit. They climbed their way out. It's still a divisional rival game. They're gonna keep it closer than you think. And I would be interested, if I was really playing and betting on this, to maybe take the Seahawks in the first half. But I think that after that hangover of the Rams having coming off of that Monday night game, they're just going to open up the can of whoop ass on the Seahawks. If we're thinking that Arizona might fucking stumble and not look good against Detroit, the Rams need to come out and beat their divisional opponent handedly, just like you would say about Dallas, right? I mean, shit, if Dallas is giving the Giants a 10.5-point spread in the Meadowlands, you mean to tell me that the Rams can't cover 5 against the Seahawks at home? That just doesn't make any sense to me. That's crazy. I'm sorry. I like the Rams all day.
Rams it is. Next game. Ooh, Tom Brady. They're at home. Tom Brady is at home. Tom Brady is minus 10.5 against the Saints. 10.5.
I know.
Yo.
Listen, they can stop the run, bro. They can stop the run, and they're going to show you what you should have done. They will just stop Alvin Kamara and say, okay, now beat us. All right. While, yes, Leonard Fournette might have a little bit of trouble running against that defense. That's for sure, because the Saints do have a solid run D. But you know what? The pass will open up that run. I'm telling you, man, right now they're on fire. They're playing great. And you know, when Brady needs to get that ball down the field, he does, man. Yo, no way I'm betting against him. I don't give a shit. At home, it's Tampa Brady, man.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady season. You get to December, January, fucking February, really too. That's Tom Brady season. You don't bet against him.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah, I got to go now. I almost want to take the Saints in a weird way because I think that spread is high because the Saints defense, they play pretty good against Tom Brady pretty much consistently like every season.
Tampa Brady.
But yeah, I can't do it, man. You're right. Buccaneers it is, but I'll bet them on the money line, but I'm not taking the points with that. All right. The last game, shitty fucking game, but it has repercussions for us. The Vikings, they're in Chicago. Vikings are minus 3.5. I'm sure we all agree that we want the Vikings to win, but this game is fucking weird. Vikings, man, we don't know what Vikings team we're going to get week in and week out. Fucking strange.
Ever.
They had a 40-point lead against Pittsburgh, and they almost fucking lost it. I went to bed. I turned it on just to check what the final points was, and they were almost fucking tied the game, Pittsburgh. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll take the Vikings just because fuck the Bears, but I don't know. Do you guys want to take anything else besides the Vikings?
No, but you know what? I hate them, and I feel like the Vikings better fucking do justice and go to Chicago and win on Monday night. All right, this is your fucking time to shine. You're still in the playoffs. Play like that shit and beat your fucking worst opponent. All right, if this is what this week is all about. It's beating the team in your division as a lesser opponent to show the dominance that you are going to the playoffs. So, yeah, 100% Vikings, but they'll probably fucking let us down.
I know. All right, so Vikings it is. Now, all right, we took Buffalo as a money ball pick, right? We all agreed on that. So now each of us got to come out with a money ball pick.
Oh, man, dude, I thought I tipped my hat with that one.
Vikings?
No.
Tom Brady?
A little earlier.
Oh,
jamming in with the Rams, baby.
Rams, right?
Jamming with the Rams, man. All fucking day long, bro. If they don't fucking beat the shit out of Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they are not that team. They're overrated. And with all those players, they need to jam it in with the Rams. That's my pick.
Rams it is. All right. So Rams and Bills so far. So, John, it's up to you.
Green Bay for me.
Wow, Green Bay. Okay.
Go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go. Wow. So now it's up to me, man. I'm looking at these spreads. Oof. You know, I got to go with Houston, man. Houston is the yeah.
All right.
Jacksonville,
definitely see that coming.
Yeah, I think they just gave up on Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer's out of there, and it's a wrap. So there's the picks, guys.
All right, you heard it here, man. It's in. Hopefully we catch up. We make a bounce back in the last month of the season. I'm telling you, I blame that last week was had to do with the fact that we were locked out early on and we had to put the picks in. I don't know. Sometimes it just like throws shit off. I don't know about you guys, how you feel. But Mike, what's going on with the website, man? We got a lot of things coming out in the near future. We got John dropping some crazy shit that you got to go on Twitter to find out about, and we'll put it out there for sure. So those of you ain't on Twitter, we'll definitely bring it to you next week. But Mike, tell them about the website before we cut out tonight.
Yeah, so like the website's coming along. If you guys want to check it out, we're still updating it. It's still a work in progress, but if you want to go on, the website is official now. It's all one word: the BBO NYG podcast and the mixituppodcast.com. Because hey, listen, we do 2 podcasts here. Sometimes Jules and John is a guest on the Mix It Up. where the Mix It Up, we talk about all sorts of topics unrelated to football. Sometimes it's mostly unrelated to football. Once in a while, we get like a topic of football, we get into it. But listen, man, this is the website. It's coming up. You could go on there. You could check out the latest podcast we have up. We're putting up, about us, about the podcast, latest episodes, our contact info if you want to get at us. And we're gonna add more to it. We're gonna have a donate if you guys want to donate to us, so we can keep this thing going. So it's a work in progress, but we're making it out. So check out the website, man. Check it out. The BBO NYG podcast and the mixituppodcast.com. All one word.
There you go, right? You know where to find us now, right? And once that is up 100% operational, there won't be no reason you'll have links to the Twitter accounts, you have links to Facebook, you have links to the emails. So everything will be all set up on the website. It's coming soon. It's going to be up and running. This way we could be like, yo, check it out. It's going to be the BBO NYG and the mixitup.com, right? That's what we're looking at, right? So that's what it's going to be. There'll be t-shirts on there, sweatshirts. And as soon as it's up and running, especially if we can get some, some donations, which is always a thankful thing. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have contests. We'll have all different types of stuff upcoming for next year in 2022, especially just to kind of pass through the off season, have a little fun during the off season with the podcast. But that's kind of the big news for now. We're going to hear what John has to drop on Twitter. We're going to find out what that is for next week. All right. So stay tuned. Catch us next week. Until then, watch a shit ton of football. Have some fun. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.